What did you make of the calls for unity from Comyn members and calls for people to sort of support the government position? Because that was a theme of several members' contributions.
It was. That's often the theme of government's contributions when they realise they are slightly losing the argument. As they start saying we should all pull together, we should all be pulling in the same direction, and to some extent they're right. But actually it's not my job as an elected representative of the people of the Isle of Man to blindly support government policy. It's my job to do what I believe is in the best interests of the Isle of Man. And sometimes that's government policy, sometimes it isn't. Sometimes what's in the best interests of the Isle of Man is pushing government to try a bit harder, to go a bit further, to be a little bit more bold and a little bit more ambitious. And that's all we're trying to do, I think, in the debate this week.
You faced a bit of criticism for the sort of tone of your address. Do you feel that was valid?
I think if you genuinely feel that people are being superficial and they're not really genuinely committing to something, if the words are hollow in some ways, I think it's our duty to stand up and say that and to call that out. And so I stand by the comments that I made. I do think that this new target is very much the same as the old target. It is an improvement, no doubt, but it is not a seismic shift, and that is not how you respond to an emergency.
You dwelled a bit, and so did other members, on the term emergency and the sort of connotations of urgency that comes with that. We've seen now effectively a stalemate. That this emergency has been delayed for another month. From the perspective of members of the public, should people now feel heartened by the discussion yesterday, or should they feel a bit disillusioned that we've got another delay because of basically political process?
No, absolutely people should be heartened, I think. Like I said, everyone in the Tynwald court agrees that we need to do something about this. We need to take action. That theme ran throughout the whole debate. I think everyone is on that same page. All we are really disagreeing over now is the pace of that change. And you've got to bear in mind that the work, and I acknowledge this in my speech, the motion itself that I tabled acknowledges this, the work is already ongoing. So government is already working up its action plan, it's finished its consultation, they've promised to start holding more workshops to start driving this forward. So all this development of strategy and policy is happening already. All we're really trying to disagree on, or trying to get agreed now, really, is that final end date. So when we start pulling this all together over the next couple of months, what should our target be? That's really what we're disagreeing on. No one, I think, is disagreeing with the need to take action, and I think people should be really heartened by the fact that actually Tynwald almost unanimously was on that page.
Just finally, we're in the midst of more students striking outside Tynwald buildings. Does the discussion this week give more credence to their views and to their actions?
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that the public pressure that's been put on government and put on Tynwald by students, by some of the people in the Climate Change Coalition, by the wider populace, has really added to the debate, really helped. And I like to think that the fact that Tynwald is responding to that really shows that this is real. This isn't an imagined crisis. This isn't something that people are just saying. It's happening to us, and it's going to keep happening to us unless we do something about it.